Okay, question 4. Excellent marks. This is really just National 5 work actually. Yeah, it's pretty easy going. So you should be picking these marks up. Also not a lot of working. We should remember from last year that this is all about the kind of height of our function. This is how many have I got inside of 360 degrees. And this one is, am I moving it up or down? If it's next to the x, there's a number next to the x, that's moving it left and right. And don't forget you do the opposite, so if it's x, take away 3, instead of going into the negative region, you're going into the plus region. So watch out for them. But yeah, how tall are we, how many, and then up or down. So the first thing I always think is the how many is the easiest one. Okay, so this has got it in radians to try and confuse you, but that shouldn't confuse us. We're going to just say that, well, I know there's 2 pi radians in 360 degrees. Therefore, there's pi radians in 180 degrees. So if they're in pi over 2 divided by size by 2, that's 90 degrees. So I might as well say that that's 90 degrees. So go up to 360 if I've got one wave in 90 degrees. How do I get from 90 to 360? Well, I times both sides by 4, so I'm going to have 4 waves. Yeah. So I know that my Q value, that's going to be 4. So Q is equal, I'll write over here with the working. So Q is equal to 4. You wouldn't have to do any working, you could just state these, that's right. And then the height number, the height's an interesting one. A lot of people look at this and they just look and go, right, the height's 4. Okay. Now that's usually the case where you've not moved your graph up or down, because the standard graph that's not been moved up or down would maybe go to 2 or negative 2, in which case we'd say that P is 2. Yeah, if it was 20 and negative 20, we'd say that P is 20. But when you actually think about what you're doing there, you are taking the full height and dividing it by 2. Okay, it's not actually that number, is it? It's the full height divided by 2. When it's symmetrical, it's that number, but this isn't symmetrical. So the full height here is 6, between 4 and negative 6. So 6 divided by 2, I'm going to get 3. Okay, so the whole thing is 6. So it means if I was going about the centre of it, if it was even, that would be 3. So I've got a height of 3. So I can say that my p value is equal to, I might just say 4 take away negative 2 divided by 2, just to show what working. But you don't have to show working, I'm just showing it for you, is 3. And this is the bit that people don't like, is the moving up and down. Okay, so if that's got a height of 3, it should start at 3 and go down to negative 3. So it should do something like this. Shouldn't it? Oh, look at that. Oh, it's not a terrible drawing at all. Oh, so close to being perfect. So it should go to 3 and negative 3, right? But where is it actually? Well, it's up here on 4, and it's up here on negative 2. Yeah? So what's happened? It's been moved up 1, hasn't it? It's plus 1. So R is equal to 1, because its original state should be nice and even, 3 and negative 3, but we've shifted it up 1, hence the 3's become 4, and this trough value has become negative 2. Unsurprisingly, you just get a mark for each of these points. Okay, so the easiest one I think is the how many waves. We shouldn't be struggling really with the height, but just watch out for that. And this one, people do seem to get a bit upset with, maybe put negative or something. But just think, what should it look like once you put your height? It should be on 3, whereas it actually is on 4, so it's been moved up 1. Okay, so not a bad wee question. Very much in that 5, so 3 marks. Next one.